Hey friends, I have not been vlogging at all. I have not been in the mood to get in front of the camera, put makeup on, and I still don't have makeup on, so we're just gonna go with it today, at least for today. Low effort phase today. The marathon training has been doing a number on me lately. I am running 10-mile runs is the least amount I'm running on a long run day. But lately it's upwards of 16 miles on a long run day of the week. And then 3 other days of the week I'm running 5. So I'm running about 25 to 30 miles a week right now. And it's taken me out a little bit. I'm not as young as I used to be. My energy is waning. And then by the time I'm done running and showering, it's like, I don't want to put on makeup after that. I just want to chill and be snuggly, and since it's chilly out now with the dogs, and do whatever else I need to do and read. So yeah, so I got Sophia here today. She just got groomed. She's my mother-in-law's dog. And oh, so sweet. Yes, you're so sweet. And I have Ellie over there today. Sophia, and then our biggie somewhere. I think she's outside. She's enjoying the chilly weather. She loves the chilly weather. She'd be out there all the time. And I haven't really been vlogging, but I've been reading a ton. I've been being held hostage by my library holds and my Libby holds. So I've just been trying to get through the things that have come in and things that are out of holds. So I've been reading a lot and running a lot, but I have not been vlogging. So I just figured I'd pick up the camera and see what happens. I mean, worst comes to worst, it just turns into nothing. I just finished this today. This is the companion novel, which I'm sure people already know, to Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which was her first paranormal romance. And it was a vampire wolf romance. And this one is about her best friend, who is a were-human hybrid and a alpha to a pack that she is being protected by, and it's their love story. And I really, really liked this. I liked it better than Bride, and I enjoyed Bride too. I think they're both like just kind of silly, goofy. It has that Ali Hazelwood cringe humor at times, but I think it's fun, especially if I'm reading it with my eyeballs. I think if I've tried an Ali Hazelwood an audio, other than the Hot for Slayer, which I did listen to, but that's just a little novella. And I think I would have liked that better if I read it with my eyeballs as well, because I think it would be even more cringy on audio. This is really good. It was a slow burn, and to get to the burn, it's a lot, but it's mostly towards the end of the book. And I thought it was great. I love a little bit of a monster romance, if you will. And they're both kind of monsters in this. They're human adjacent creatures. And, you know, they have different anatomy and different biology. And I think it's kind of fun. It's more exciting than a contemporary romance, which I do like, but there's only so much contemporary romance that I want. I like something a little bit more edgy, a bit more different. And this also has, of course, some action in it, because there is a bounty on Serena's head. So there are people out to get her because there is a bounty out on her head that would award them a lot of money. And then there's also the mystery of who her parents were and everything that goes on with that, and she gets some answers in here. So yeah, I really liked it. It was fun. Good times. I haven't decided on a star rating for this yet. I'm thinking it's going to be a 4.5. That feels right. I mean, I think I would say the first 25% was more like a 3 for me. And then it just got better and better from there. So I think I'm going to give it a 4.5. That seems right for me. And now I'm going to get to reading Hazelthorn, because that came out today, and I wanted to get a review up on NetGalley before it came out, but it didn't happen. So I'm going to try and get to that now. did the pumpkins and just hung out for a bit after the kids got out of school. Aria ended up going to a friend's house after school, so I picked her up from that. I was reading Hazelthorne last night and I continued it this morning. That's pretty much all I've been doing this morning, besides taking a nap because I was exhausted. My body hurts from my run yesterday. So yeah, today's a rest day. Yesterday I ran 5 and the day before that I ran 4.5, or I ran 6 yesterday, and then the day before that, 4.5 Sunday. Whew. Usually I run Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday. Friday's my long run. And how much I run. Yeah, so I usually run Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And so Wednesday is usually a rest day for me, depending on the weather situation and everything. If the weather's going to be crappy Thursday or Wednesday or whatever, I may switch things around, but that's neither here nor there. I have been reading Hazelthorne all morning. I am now 44% in. It is an arc of it, so I don't have the cover or anything to show you, but I'll pop it up, I guess. It's good so far. I had read, this is from the same author as Don't Let the Forest In, and I enjoyed that. It wasn't like a big win for me, but I did enjoy it. And so now I'm reading Hazelthorne. It's an arc, and yeah, like I said, I'm repeating myself. I really like it so far. It is very atmospheric and kind of has this gothic, gloomy feel to it. It is about an estate called Hazelthorne and these 2 boys, Laurie and Evander. And Laurie is the grandson to the owner of this estate, passes away sort of at the beginning of the story. Evander is the owner of the estate's ward. He's taken him into his guardianship after his parents died. Both sets of parents died in an accident when the kids were young. I'm not quite sure what happened there. We don't know. And 7 years ago, Laurie actually tried to kill Evander. So he's been told not to go near him. Evander has also been told that he's a little sick kid. He's locked up in, these kids I think are late teens now, but they are locked up. Evander is locked up in his room all the time and doesn't really ever get to leave or go throughout the estate. He was told that his guardian was away all the time. And so he's fed and given medicine and drugged to sleep. And then after his guardian dies, he is moving about the estate and learning things. He doesn't really remember much from before Evander tried to kill him. Laurie tried to kill Evander. Evander doesn't really remember a lot from before that. So there's a lot of mysterious things going on. This estate is surrounded by a bunch of really cool, expansive garden, and they're mysterious and weird things are going on with that. Evander is obsessed with Laurie, even though as far as he knows he tried to kill him when he was a kid in the gardens. Lots of unraveling of mysteries. I'm really liking it so far. I'm liking it better than Don't Let the Forest In. The rest of the day is probably going to be me. I'm going to take a bath because my muscles are hurting me. I'm going to eat some lunch. Today's kind of my lazy day. Do some laundry, and then later on I have to bring my son to the rock climbing gym. All right, so I am also listening to 13 Months Haunted, and I have thoughts. This is for Gabby's book troop, book club. I try to read her and every month when it's something I'm interested in. This book is set in the 90s, and it is about a girl whose sister and father have passed away under mysterious circumstances. She moved to a new school, and she's getting bullied, and people think she's creepy because she acts weird, and her mother is her aide and will not leave her side at all. We don't know why. And it's also about this woman who works at the library who comes to the school to help. She's doing a scary writing contest. This girl writes a scary story. Obviously 13 Months Haunted. Something is haunting this girl. They have to try to figure it out. It's very, I think, technology based. There's things I like about it. I like that it's kind of examining the overprotective, scared feeling that a lot of adults were dealing with when the internet was just sort of getting started. It's based, I think, just early 2000s, late 90s, which is the era that I was in school. I graduated in 2002. And I think parents were definitely like frightened of chat boards and things like that, which was completely understandable because it was the wild, wild west of the internet era. Nobody really knew exactly what was going on. There wasn't any regulations really that were put in place yet. So the fact that this haunting is tied to, you know, the early startup of the internet. I found that interesting. I don't like the overall story development though. I'm not invested in the characters at all. I don't really care about anyone. Any of them can die. I wouldn't care except for the dog, of course. I think his name's Rex. Rex better not be harmed in this because it is not a good enough horror book for me to forgive that. So I'm not invested at all. And they mentioned a true crime piece, Willowbrook School for Children, that is in New Jersey. I've read another book that mentioned this too. And I don't know, that makes me feel weird because that's a real place and something that really happened and has real victims. So I don't know why the author decided to put that in this. That makes me feel a little icky. So yeah, I am entertained enough to finish, but we will see if it improves and where the Willowbrook stuff goes, because that's really strange in my opinion. I will finish this up and see. I am almost done with it. I have, I think, about 2 hours left on the current speed I'm listening to it at 2 times speed. We'll see how I feel at the end of it. The nostalgia vibes are kind of cool, I guess, but not enough for me to be that excited about. Yeah, I made some soup. I'm eating my lunch. I took a shower, put some makeup on. The dogs are sitting here. It's a nice fall day. Have finished listening to 13 Months Haunted. It's going to be a 2.5 for me. It is. Oops. I was pretty bored. I'm not going to lie. I kind of got sick of it. I found it to be kind of repetitive. And then the epilogue, like, why? Why? It was so long and I was so done by that point. I just did not feel like it was needed at all, but I read it. I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone thinks for the book club. So we'll see. We'll see what everyone else thinks. It was very, like I said, it was very reminiscent of like the panic back in the early 2000s of the internet and downloading viruses and things like that. It also reminded me a little bit of, obviously it's kind of like The Ring-esque, like you look at something and then there's a countdown. And also it reminded me of the episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, it wasn't really like that at all, but Willow was talking to someone online that she says she was in love with, and then it ended up being some creepy internet demon. And I remember that episode and it being fun, but it just like reminded me of that because of the time period, and also just like the internet is bad propaganda, which, I mean, the internet is bad in some ways. I mean, people did need to be careful, but it was almost like a satanic panic thing back in the early 2000s. Instead of teaching kids how to be safe online, because no one really knew anything about it really yet. It was just like everyone was kind of just nervous about it. So yeah. So yeah, that was a bummer. 2.5 stars. I still need to finish reading Hazelthorne. I'm a little over 50% of the way through. Make my kids something to eat soon. And then we're going to go rock climbing. I think I also forgot to mention about Hazelthorne. I'm remembering as I'm reading. Laurie is the grandson and Evander's the ward, right? So when the Lord of the Manor dies, he leaves everything to Evander. But they're both underage. I think they're 17. They have to have a new caretaker. Laurie's great aunt, the Lord's sister, comes. She has to be their new caretaker until they come of age, or Evander comes of age. And there's a couple of other sketchy family members that say that they've come in to pay their respects. Obviously, there's a lot of money in this family. I think they said it's over $1 billion that Evander is going to inherit. And if Evander dies, then it all goes to charity. That's what the stipulation of the will says. So all these sketchy family people hanging about. We did find out what happened to his previous, he had like this butler caretaker guy that worked for the grandfather. So we found out what happened to him. So that's interesting. There's a locked door, which is also fun. There is representation of here of autism. Evander is definitely on the spectrum. I don't think it's explicitly said in here, but he quite obviously has attributes that are associated with an autism spectrum. He's stimming, He is very anxious about new experiences and new environments. He talks about how he has sensory issues. His caretakers tried to medicate him into a stupor, and we don't know if it's because of that, but because he also has some other things going on. For now, I am 55% into this. I'm gonna read for another half hour or so, and then take my son to the rock climbing gym, and I'll read in the car there. This girl. Got the papas reading with me. You probably can't see them because they're black. My girl, huh? Mwah. At the climbing gym, I'm going to read a little bit. I started listening to What Hunger on the way here because my son is 14. He's a freshman in high school, so he pretty much ignores me. We have some loving family moments, but he's silly and goofy, and I love him to death. But mostly after school, on the ride here, he wants to listen to his music, which he's very into 90s rock right now, which I am so on board for. But anyways, he's gonna climb. I said, "Do you want me to come in with you? Do you want me to watch you climb?" He's like, "No, you stay here." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm gonna stay here and read. Yeah, I started What Hunger. I don't really remember all that much what that is about. There is cannibalism involved, so it should be a good time. She's Vietnamese. I knew it was Asian, but I wasn't sure. Vietnamese American, and her parents, I believe, were immigrants, or her grandparents were the first generation immigrants. So, and the comps for this are, I think, The Eyes of the Best Part and like Chlorine, maybe. So, should be interesting. I know it's a coming of age story about a teenage girl whose brother goes off to college. I know their family values red meat a lot because it's expensive and they don't get to have it a lot. So it's like considered a delicacy and a treat. And then she develops a hunger for other meat, I guess. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm gonna sit here and get back to Hazelthorn. That is the main plan. Getting dark in here. Sun's going down. Good thing I have my Kindle so I can keep reading. We just got some reveals on Hazelthorn, and it's interesting. I like the reveal. I think we'll see where it goes, but it's interesting. I wasn't expecting it to go there. It definitely threw me a little bit. So that's interesting. I'm enjoying it. Oh, my son's coming back already. That was a really quick climbing session. Let's see. Turn the light on. You can see me a little bit now. Good morning. 7:07 in the morning, and it's still dark out because we haven't had the time change yet. But one thing that'll be nice is at least my morning run will be brighter once we change the clocks in a little bit. But I am about to go run. I haven't been running first thing after dropping off the kids because it's been chillier, but it's already raining and it's supposed to pour later. So I thought it best to get it done. I'm gonna go run 5 miles. I'm going to listen to more of What Hunger, and that is the plan. I am half asleep. I'm tired. My throat is a little sore, so I'm hoping that I'm not getting sick again. No, I think I got to, I think, almost 70% in Hazelthorn yesterday. I'm still liking it. It's getting interesting, even more interesting. I think I'm liking this a lot more than Don't Let the Forest In, but that could be recency bias. But Don't Let the Forest In, I don't remember connecting with the characters as much as I am in this one. And then in What Hunger, I'm already impressed with how much I cared about the family so early on. I really appreciate how the author developed those relationships before the death happens. So you actually cared about it. So I appreciate that. There's definitely some sweet, heartwarming moments in there. I know we're getting into the horror eventually, but right now it's you know, just family drama, family relationships, and I really enjoyed that so far. But I'm only a little bit of the ways in. Have it on Libby, which was nice because that's kind of an obscure one to have. It's from the library. I'm 16% into it. So I'm gonna go run, get that over with, go home and shower. And I have to empty the dishwasher, do the dishes that are in the sink, put those in the dishwasher. I definitely need to do some laundry today. It's a half day for the kids, so they're out. They get home at like noon, super early. But my daughter is going to a Halloween party at the youth center afterwards, so I have to pick them up at 2. And her friends are coming over for a few hours. So yeah, it's a pretty busy day today. Sun's up now. I'm done with my run. It is misting out. It's Forks, Washington weather today. That's what I like to call it. It's in the high 40s and raining, but not raining. It's just like misty. So I'm still soaked because I ran 5 miles and it took me forever. Running like 13-minute miles, but you know what? I don't really care at this point. As long as I finish the race, I have to run 16-minute miles for Goofy, which is the half, and then the full the next day. So I should be able to do it. I hope. My body's not happy with the long miles lately, which sucks because I really do enjoy slow, long runs. Anyways, I am 42% into What Hunger now. This is a feminine rage, coming of age, girlhood story, and tragedy strikes the family. And then she starts high school, she goes to her first high school party, she has a bad encounter with a boy, so trigger warnings for that. And she gets a taste of blood. And now she's starting to have this obsession with meat and a hunger, but nothing has happened yet. It's like family all around her because of what happened, the tragedy that happened. They're talking about Vietnam and how during the war there wasn't a lot of meat. So it was treated as a delicacy and something that was also kind of dangerous because if you were able to afford meat, then the communists would know that you had money and take things from you. So there's that association, that cultural association with meat being something that's a delicacy and somewhat dangerous. This, and also, you know, the generational trauma of being a first generation immigrant family coming into this country and dealing with everything that goes along with that. I'm gonna go home. I'm looking forward to getting in the shower, getting dry, getting back in my pajamas, doing chores around the house, listening to a little bit more of this, and also working on Hazelthorn. It's a good day for Hazelthorn because it's very gloomy out. Gloomy and wet and mysterious. All right, that's enough of that. So we're getting some more answers now in Hazelthorn. I'm at 86% now. I'm really liking the answers we're getting. I think they're kind of fun and interesting. This is giving very much like what the rich will do to stay rich and the evils of billionaires, and the yearning between these two boys is so much like. I read Open Wide, and there's some obsessiveness in there, and this kind of reminds me of that in a way. You know, the boys just wanting each other so much that they're willing to be devoured, and hoping some of these evil family members that are in the manor get theirs. But we'll see. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you. You know, we're not getting every little intricate answer, but we're getting enough that I'm enjoying it a lot. Oh, and I want to say I love the way that the author, uses metaphors and similes and things to describe, and the imagery that is used is just really beautiful. The isolated setting is working really well for me. Okay, so I finished Hazelthorn. It took me forever. I don't know why. It's almost 2 o'clock now. And I have to go get my daughter from her after school activity. But I don't know, I really liked this one. I was surprised because I wanted to enjoy Don't Let the Forest In way more than I did, and I don't know why I didn't like it as much as this one. But maybe, I don't know. I liked it. I loved the vibes of it and the feel, the gothic feel of it, and all the plants and everything else. I thought it was really good. I'm going to give it 4 stars, I think. There's definitely some, I don't know if I'd call them plot holes, but just some things where I'm like, that's weird. All right, so it is the next week now. I realized that I did not wrap up the vlog. I did Halloween, and the next day was Halloween, and then the weekend with the kids home, and I just didn't get a chance to wrap it up and tell you my final thoughts on the books that I was reading. I finished up Hazelthorn and 13 Months Haunted already, and then I did not talk about What Hunger, which I did finish. I really liked this. I gave it 4 stars. I thought that the character development was done really well. I cared about the characters in here. I cared about every single one of them, really. Even the brother to the asshole. Yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I thought that all the characters were very well developed. Her relationship with her mother, I liked the examination of that a lot. I thought it was, unique to an immigrant's experience, but also could be related to by anyone who has a mother, which is everyone, especially mother-daughter relationships. I love the things that we learned about her mom and her experiences in Vietnam, and also her father's experiences, but we get quite a bit of her mom's experience towards the ends of this, which I didn't know we were going to delve into, and I really enjoyed that bit of it. There's a lot of things to be examined in here too, about you see your parents as your parents and as you've known them, but they've had this whole life before you came along, and they're real people and they have flaws. And of course, they have flaws because we all know our parents have flaws. We live with them. The themes in here of getting to know your parents and realizing that they are human and a lot like you, and they can understand the flaws and things you're going through more than you think. And yeah, I really liked this. I gave it 4 stars. I recommend it. As far as like the graphic nature of it, it's really, there's one scene that gets pretty graphic, I guess. I mean, I'm not the most sensitive person, but I'm not the most easygoing person either when it comes to that stuff, and it didn't bother me. Lighter on the cannibalism than I thought. There's a lot of feminine rage in here, which I appreciate. There's lots of themes of feminine rage in here when, after something bad happens to her, she realizes that, or reaffirms her understanding that being a woman is not easy, and there's lots of double standards, and you could do everything that you think you should be doing, and then something happens and it's just very unfair, and society just doesn't accept you, and being a girl sucks sometimes, and yeah, rage. So 4 stars. I liked this one. I'm going to be talking about it again in my wrap up in 2 seconds. And then I also told you I was going to read this, and then I did read it, but I didn't vlog anything about it. Landlocked in Foreign Skin by Drew Huff. This was Allie's Patreon pick. It's a wild little novella. It is, what do you call it, cosmic horror, and it is about this creature that we call fishermen, and she gets taken aboard this ship. These fishermen are shapeshifters, and they steal their skin, and she's forced to occupy a human-like form when she's a human. She's a female human in this human-like form. So she's forced to occupy this skin, this form, because they stole her skin that remembers all her other forms, so she can't shapeshift into anything else. And then there's also, and all she wants to do is get her skin back, and this is the journey to her getting her skin back. But there's also this other woman on the ship that wants her to contact the fisherman, to contact her god, to grant a wish for her, to heal her lover that has been lobotomized, because in this world it is illegal, and if you're a woman they lobotomize you, or other horrible things. If you're a man, they just execute you. So yeah, so she would like the fisherman to contact her god and say, hey, can you heal my lover because she was lobotomized? And then the fisherman starts having yearnings for this woman, and they hook up a little bit, and that's kind of weird, but kind of fun at the same time. And there's a lot going on in here. It's not going to be for everybody, but I found it to be a good time. Drew Huff they make all these, I don't know. I don't know how to explain them. We have this book called The Divine Flesh, which I read and was confused by, but aspects of were 5 stars for sure. And that's the same way I felt about this, where I don't think it honed in enough. I don't know, it just didn't. I think they try to do so much, and this is a novella, and cram it all in there. I appreciate that, but sometimes I think if they took a few of the conversations that they're wanting to have out and honed in on just a few, that maybe the work would be stronger. Divine Flesh had a lot going on in it as well, and the ideas are brilliant. Like, I love their ideas, and yeah, so very original in my opinion, but I haven't read a lot of cosmic horror, and very interesting, but not going to be for everyone. And yeah, I did give this 4.25 stars because I did enjoy it. So